Hi, my name is Kaylin. Welcome to my channel? Welcome to the vlog. This is my first time filming something like this. I love watching knitting vlogs, so I thought I would make one myself. Don't know why, just here we are. So welcome. Today we are going to be going through the process of knitting the Sonja sweater. It is my 5th knit garment that I will be knitting, so I'm excited to take you along for the journey with me. I did want to introduce myself really quickly. Like I said, my name is Kaylin. I actually started off with crochet back in 2020. It was my depression hobby. Started off in 2020. I loved it. I crocheted a bunch of things. I'll insert some pictures here, but I found myself really enjoying like the bigger garments. I made a flower cardigan. I made this crochet sweater, this retro sweater, and I loved it. And all of the inspo that I was finding on Pinterest, a lot of it was hand knit sweaters, and I didn't know how to knit, but I just found myself gravitating towards them. I thought they look so cool. So I randomly decided to teach myself to knit late last year, and I've just been knitting ever since. A lot of my crochet skills really transferred over to knitting, so it was a really easy transition, and I've really enjoyed it. So I started off with the step-by-step sweater by Florence, then I moved on to the roomy raglan by Jules. After that, I did my first PetiteKnit, the Olga sweater, which love her. And then I moved on to the loon sweater by this person. It was a gift for my dad. We're going to Martha's Vineyard in September, so he said he's gonna wear it there. So now we are knitting the Sonja sweater. I don't know whose idea it was to make a wool sweater in May, but here we are. A little bit about the Sonja sweater. Unfortunately, I have already started because I didn't decide to vlog until I was into it already, but an update. I started on May 6th. I've already done the back yoke, the shoulders, and the front yoke. So this vlog is going to be starting right before joining in the body. We've made some good progress so far. I hope to be done with the sweater by the end of the month. My goal for 2026 is to do a new sweater every month, and so far I'm on track. Yeah, I'm excited for you to see the journey. I love watching these knitting vlogs. So I hope you enjoy, and I will check back with you in another update soon. Bye! days the next day. This week has gone by crazy. I ended yesterday by joining in the round. I'm very happy to not be knitting flat anymore, as you could see from the footage. Wasn't great, so I very much prefer knitting in the round. Saturday, it's been a day of cleaning. Woke up and immediately started cleaning. My grandparents and my auntie are coming to town, so spent the morning doing that, and I've been wanting to sit down and knit all day. Finally got to do that. But I was really excited because I was planning to just get the collar over with. It's sometimes like hard to be motivated while being in the body because you're just doing stockinette over and over and over for hours and hours on end. And sometimes it's just like discouraging, especially when you're like in a solid color like this and you don't really see the progress. It was nicer with my Olga sweater because my Olga with the stripes, you can see the progress a lot easier. But with a solid color, it's like it honestly feels like you could be knitting for hours and you're in the same spot. I think getting the collar done makes it look like a sweater. And so it's a lot more motivating to continue doing something that feels endless when you can actually see the, pay off and it actually looked like a cute sweater. So I was planning to do that once I was done cleaning. And then as soon as I go to do it, I realized I don't have the cords that I need. I was going to use my two 20cm cords and put them together and then work on the collar that way. But I only have one connector, which is currently in the body. So I couldn't connect them to make 40, and 20 is just not long enough to do this big old neck hole for my big old head. So cannot do the collar, unfortunately stuck on Body Island, rip, but I've done a few rounds sitting here and it's going well. I'm excited to see what this starts to look like. I fear it's too big. I did do a gauge swatch. However, I did not block it, which I usually do, but I was very, very impatient. I met gauge pre-block, but I fear it's going to be far too big. Who doesn't love an oversized sweater? So we'll just have to see. I have no idea what day of knitting this is. I think I started this on Monday? I don't know. Also, my hair is a mess. Please don't hold it against me. I know. Anyway, this is a knitting vlog, so that's my update for May 9th. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I'll see you in the next update. Bye! Hi, back in my room. Knitting outside did not last very long. It's like 80, it feels like 90. I'm knitting a wool sweater. It's really not the vibe out there. The fans were on too, and it's just, ugh. So back to my room, just working on the body, no major updates, making progress. You can barely see it, but I think it's going. So yeah, just in my room, just continue working on the body. I'm gonna watch the new episode of 2020 because unfortunately I need something that I can like be engaged with but don't need to pay 100% attention to, like, and unfortunately that's true crime and I hate that, but it really works out. I know it is what it is. I'll probably pop back on once I'm done with the body, either when I'm starting the ribbing or when I'm done with the ribbing. I don't know, we'll see how I feel, but yeah, we're getting somewhere. Do you guys also like felt your yarn ends together instead of like knitting them in? Because I do that all the time. I've been doing it since my first sweater, the step by step, but I recently learned that like you're only supposed to do it for like 100% pure wool. I do it for every single piece of yarn. I'm not weaving in all those ends. Who has the time for that? That's better. And we're back. It has been a minute since I've given an update. It's been a minute since I've knitted. It's been a very busy week around here. I had family stay for a week, and then I had to go out of town, and then work was really busy. It was my dad's birthday yesterday. So family was in town. I am a terrible vlogger. I got one clip of my family being here, and the food was already eaten. So I'm new to this. Bear with me. I was staying in the basement when my family was here, and so it wasn't ideal filming or knitting conditions, so didn't really get a whole lot of footage this past week. So here I am. We have made it. Let me back up. We have finished the body, which is really exciting because I felt like I was knitting for hours and hours and hours and it wasn't going anywhere. But here we are. We are at the point where we can finally start the ribbing, which I really don't like ribbing. I don't like knitting, purling, knitting and purling. It's just not for me. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to being done with the body. I have been looking over my footage and realizing that I haven't really been talking about the pattern itself. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about why I picked the pattern, how the pattern's going, from a beginner's perspective. I picked Sonja because I was just looking for like a regular crew neck type of sweater. I immediately regretted my color choice. It's the picture that was in her photos on the listing for the pattern, and I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I'm a very neutral girly. You're never gonna find me wearing like fuchsia or something. Really liked the subtleness of the color, but as soon as I got it, I was like, ugh, this really isn't my color. I really should have picked like a gray, but here we are. That's just what I'm gonna use for the next project, I guess. Anyway, as far as the pattern, I think it's been really easy to follow. The Olga sweater was the first PetiteKnit pattern I did, and it was pretty easy. I think this one's pretty similar. I would say this one has more German short rows, and that can be a little confusing. I've never done the shoulder shaping the way that this one did. It wasn't hard. You just have to be comfortable with German short rows. It's not too bad. I think the rest of the sweater will go pretty smoothly. I know there's more German short rows for the sleeves, which I've never done in the past couple sweaters I've done. So we'll see. So we're going to do the ribbing, and then we're going to move on to the collar, which I'm very excited to do. I made a note before about how, oh, I couldn't do the collar because I don't have enough cords. I realized I could have put the stitches on hold with a scrap piece of yarn because I don't have a stitch holder. I don't have like one of those try-on cords, but I don't want to do all that. This is 200 stitches to put on scrap yarn just to, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, that's where we are. That's my update for May 24th. So I will see you when the ribbing is done and we're onto the collar. And she's done. Look at her. So cute. I literally love her. She's so cute. It just looks like an actual sweater. This is why I wanted to do the collar first or before I got through the whole body because it just really makes it look like a finished product. I mean, I can see it. I can visualize it. It's happening. I'm so excited. The collar was super easy. I finished it in a couple hours, powered through last night. I wish that I could have done the same thing that I did with the body ribbing where I flipped it inside out. So the wrong side is what's outward facing. Because it's a folded collar, I didn't want to mess up the crease. I didn't want it to be pointing the opposite way. And I don't know if that actually would have happened, but I didn't want to risk having to do it over again. It is what it is. It's a little messy, but I think she still looks good. I'm really excited. We are moving on to the sleeves. I wish that I could just sit here and knit all day. But unfortunately, I guess fortunately, both. I have a job, so I can't sit here and knit all day as much as I wish I could. Unfortunately, I do not think I'm going to meet my end of the month deadline. It's currently May 28th, so I only have a couple of days, and I have to take a day to take my hair out because as you can see, it's a little rough. So it's going to take a day for me to take this out and fix it. So we're going to lose a day, but my new deadline is June 6th because I started on May 6th. I still don't think I'll be able to meet that, but I might be able to meet like June 8th. And I'll just have to be okay with that. Also, Peep the Wall, the colored wall, and Beyonce. Hey girl. I had to have a new background because I was watching the footage of my update when I got to the bottom of the body, and literally everything was the exact same color. The curtains, the wall, the chair, my sweater. It was embarrassing. I promise I'm not that bad. It just happened to be that corner of my room, but we're better here. This is better. Anyway, next will be the sleeves, and so I will check in when we have a sleeve or two. We have a sleeve officially. Yay! So excited that I finished the first sleeve. It's May 30th, so I finished it really quickly. It only took me about 2 afternoons to do. I did not make it as long as the pattern called for. I went about an inch shorter because I am notoriously known for making my sleeves way too long. I did the ribbing inside out again so that the wrong side is what's outward facing, and I think it looks so much better. I ended up using the Chiagu shorties on one side. I cannot hold both at the same time. I'm fighting for my life trying to use two, but some genius on the internet said something about using the short one for just the left needle and worked like a charm. It was great. Didn't have to do magic loop or transitional loop. It worked out perfectly. And then we also had some short row shaping at the top of the shoulder, and that created that little point that you see at the top, and I really like it. I think it's a fun little detail. Like I said, it's May 30th and I'm about to go to brunch today, so we'll see how much progress I can make the next couple days. Again, I do not think I'm meeting my end of May deadline, obviously, but I might actually be able to meet my June 6th deadline. So I will see you when we have our last sleeve. Hello. You might think it's been a couple of days, maybe a week. Um, Incorrect. It's been a month. It's July. Hi, how are you enjoying summer? I'm not. It has been a month since I finished the Sonja sweater. Let's look at her in all her glory. Yay! We finished. It's very, very exciting. It has been a month since I finished. I actually don't remember. I don't remember what deadline I met, but I met one of them. I didn't meet the first one, but I met the second one. So I had finished my sweater in 1 month, which is exciting. I'm very excited that we have a finished sweater. I may or may not have already finished another one. It's been a while. So I just wanted to go over some of my final notes for the pattern because while I've been editing and looking at my footage, I realized there's a lot that I haven't said. This is difficult. I watch knitting vlogs all the time, but I didn't realize how difficult it is to like capture all of your thoughts so like concisely while filming and while making sure you're trying to get all of the footage that you need and just say all the things that there is to say about a project. So I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. So, this is unrelated to the pattern, but I think it's funny that throughout the vlog, you can see how my nails started off really, really cute. And then as the time went by, they started to not look very cute. I noticed, and if you noticed, no, you didn't. But back to the sweater. I did knit this in a medium. As you can see, it's a little large. I think it fits more like a large than it does a medium. I realized throughout this process, and actually after finishing this project and doing the project that I did after this one, I do not understand gauge at all. None. I thought I did, and I can't fully express what I mean by that. Because you might think you can explain it to me in the comments, and maybe you can, but I can't explain to you why I don't understand it. And I'm gonna leave it there. Anywho, I have a large a large size sweater when it's supposed to be medium, which I'm fine with. But nothing that I've misinterpreted ever has led to like a catastrophic mistake in any of my garments. So I don't mind an oversized sweater. I actually prefer it. So if that's the consequence, it is what it is. Here we are. Another note that I made was the pattern is noted to be a 4 out of 5 difficulty. And I definitely consider myself a beginner, maybe an intermediate beginner because I've done like 6 sweaters at this point, maybe 7. I think I've done 7. Is this 5? I don't remember. Do you remember the numbers from the beginning? I don't. But I do feel like this wasn't that hard. The one that I did next, which is actually on the blocking mats now, is the Lakes pullover. I found that one to be much more complicated. It wasn't that complicated, but I did find it to be more complicated than this one. I think this is a pretty simple construction, especially if you're familiar with how PetiteKnit writes her patterns. I think they're pretty easy to follow, and this one's no exception. I thought this one was pretty easy to follow too. I do think it had a lot of German short rows, but I don't think German short rows are that intimidating once you do them more than once. I definitely think if you are a beginner or an intermediate beginner or a risk-taking beginner, I definitely think that you can do the Sonja sweater. My color and yarn choice. I talked a little bit about this earlier in the video about how I wasn't a huge fan of this color, this oatmeal color. It's grown on me. It's grown on me. I like neutrals. I don't mind it. I'm going to insert the yarn choices that I used here. And then the colors that I used. I mentioned it earlier in the video and I was dead wrong. I said something completely incorrect, so I just cut it. So I thought I would put it here for you to know the yarn choice. It's the exact yarn choice she uses in like the listing for the pattern, so not hard to find. I do think, I mean, it's wool, so it's like a tad bit itchy, but it's nothing that's distracting. It's funny because in the last month of knitting, I've realized that I really don't want to focus only on neutrals. I feel like when I was knitting this, I was so gung-ho on only knitting neutral colors. And in the past month, I've really I don't know, I've explored Knit Talk, I've explored Ravelry, and I'm really looking to do some fun, different kinds of projects. Like I said in the beginning, I really just wanted a regular crew neck sweater. And even doing this one, I had planned to do like the Monday sweater or just other types of crew necks. But I think I kind of want to, after doing the Lakes pullover and this one, I kind of want to branch out a little bit and do some things a little more fun. I have one more on my queue that I have to do because I already bought the yarn, which is kind of like a crew neck, but it has embroidery on it. It has a colorwork motif. I'm not as disappointed in the color as I was before. I think it's a pretty good, like, neutral. I think it'll be fun in the fall. It's a pretty heavy sweater, so it's gonna be really good like when the weather does get cold and it's not 100 degrees like it is now. And yeah, another thing about the color is I'm in like kind of medium wash pants right now, and I think this color is definitely more suited for a darker wash, but I don't have any darker wash pants. So it's just a little more difficult for me to style. I wish I would have done like a dark gray because I definitely could wear a dark gray with a lot of the clothes that I currently have, but say lovey. I didn't make any modifications to the pattern other than doing the ribbing inside out, which I don't really think is a modification. I think it's just the way that I knit. The ribbing actually turned out much better. It definitely blocked out to be a lot better because when I first did it, I was like, it's a little bit better, but no, it looks a lot neater. My ribbing is notoriously very, very messy. For the Lakes pullover, I actually tried a different technique. I tried combination knitting, which I didn't notice a huge difference, but it hasn't been blocked, so maybe it'll block out neat like this. Not many modifications. I get scared to make modifications because what if I modify it and then it messes up something later on? And I don't have the patience for that. I don't. I don't. Lastly, you can tell that the neckline is like kind of stretched out, and I don't remember if it was like this before, but I definitely will probably use elastic to reinforce the neckline because I can definitely tell over time this is going to stretch out even more, and I kind of want it to cinch in a little bit more. But otherwise, this is the Sonja sweater. I am really happy. I'm so glad that you came on this journey with me. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I would love to hear your thoughts if you've made the Sonja sweater yourself and anything else you'd like to add in the comments. I do not plan on filming every single knit project that I do. Like I said, I've already done the Lakes pullover and I didn't document that. I do have a few videos on my TikTok, or that will be going on my TikTok. So if you want to follow me there, in the description. I plan to be a little bit more active on Knit Talk than I do YouTube, but I do want to do this again if you'll have me. And I think the next thing that I might document is the Olga jacket because, like I said, I'm thinking about doing more colors and I have a fun combo that I want to do for the Olga jacket. Although you've definitely seen it and I definitely took it from somebody, but I just think it's fun because I don't really do colors and I think it'll be different for me. So I'm excited to document that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.